Alright, so today to learn about the Hebrews. The Hebrews are a group of people from the Fertile Crescent. God made a covenant with Abraham. This is after he led him from Ur to Canaan, which is called the Holy Land. Some of you have probably heard of Abraham from the Bible, the Old Testament, the song Father Abraham Had Many Sons, which my daughter now loves. By entering into this covenant with God, he is the father or founder of Judaism. These recorded events are seen in the Torah, which is the holy text of the Hebrews. It is also the first 5 books of the Old Testament. Abraham takes his people to Canaan, which is in Palestine. There is a typo on my screen. Let's fix that. Takes them to Palestine, since it is supposed to be the Holy Land given by Yahweh. Yahweh is what they call God. Yahweh, God. In 1800 BCE, there was a famine in the area, and the Hebrews were forced to leave. In search of new food, they migrated to Egypt, but when they get there, they become slaves by the Egyptians. After many years of enslavement, they flee Egypt in what is called the Exodus. The Exodus is led by Moses. Many of you have heard of Moses. And you remember from notes the other day, the Pharaoh during the Exodus was Ramses II. The Exodus was the Hebrew escape from Egyptian slavery. Moses, a quote-unquote brother of Pharaoh Ramses II, led the Hebrews out of Egypt. It is quoted brother because they are not true brothers. Instead, Moses' mother put him in a basket, put him in the river, he survived, the Pharaoh's daughter picked him up, and the rest is, as they say, history. During the time of the Exodus, Moses is given the 10 Commandments from God. After leaving Egypt, the Hebrews wandered in the desert for 40 years. Then they returned to the Promised Land with the help of Joshua. The new kingdom of Israel is established by David and Saul in approximately 1000 BC or 1000 BCE. Saul was the first king, followed by David, and then Solomon. When Solomon was king, he built a Hebrew temple dedicated to God, or Yahweh, in the city of Jerusalem. It is supposed to be the place where the covenant of God is housed. In 930 BCE, the kingdom split. The north became Israel and the south became Judah. Then in 722 BCE, the kingdom of Israel was conquered by the Assyrians. 150 years later or so, in 586 BC, Judah fell to Nebuchadnezzar, who destroyed Solomon's temple in the raid. So as you can see already, Hebrews are enslaved in Egypt. They are taken over by the Assyrians and then captured by the Babylonians. Didn't really have a good track record. But then there was new hope when Cyrus conquered Babylon. Cyrus conquered Babylon in 539 BC or BCE. When he conquered Babylon, he let the Jews return to their homeland. Upon returning to Jerusalem, the temple was rebuilt. Features and characteristics of the Hebrews. Main characteristics. They are monotheistic. Monotheistic means that they believe in one God. One God. Their holy book is the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Old Testament. They had a very strong code of ethics in reference to cleanliness and food preparation. You guys have heard of kosher food. They believed in prophets or spiritual leaders that interpret God's will, Abraham being one of them, Moses being another. The symbol for Judaism is the Star of David. You guys should recognize that from the Holocaust. And the holy city for Hebrews was Jerusalem. Still is Jerusalem. The Wailing Wall is the most important of all the Jewish monuments. Judaism has a major influence on the other monotheistic faiths that come about, like Christianity and Islam. Keep in mind that Jesus was a Jew. And then you had the diaspora, or scattering of the Jews, when they're forced out of their homeland by the Romans in 70 CE. Again, the Jews did not have very good luck. Alright, that's the notes for the Hebrews. If you need to replay it, please feel free. Make sure you get everything filled in on your notes.